What's going on, boys? Norm here. We're in the lab today, and what we're doing is we're making buffalo chicken dip. Now, dips are perfect to take over to a potluck, or if anybody invites you over, they want you to bring something, you're having friends over, you need something communal that everybody can get into. This one is a huge hit every time that I make it. People love it. If you don't like spicy food, this is probably not going to be for you, but I will tell you how to make something almost identical that is easy on the spice, very mild. All that we need for this is very basic. We need a little bit of celery for some crunch that we're going to add to it. A bottle of blue cheese salad dressing. Now, you can make your own, just if you wanted to do like a little bit of maybe ranch with some blue cheese. I just buy the pre-made stuff. I find the Compliments has a very good flavor. I've tried some other ones that I don't really like, so I go with the Our Compliments one because I enjoy it more. We need a brick of cream cheese, a pack of aged cheddar cheese. This one's already been opened, that's why I have it in a Ziploc, because you can't keep cheese in my house or somebody gets into it. We need chicken, obviously. I go with chicken thighs. I grab these when they're on sale. They usually go on for about $2 a pound. Keep them in the freezer for when I need to do something like this. It's actually a quick, like simple trick for this is if you don't have that on hand, or you don't want to take the time to cook it, or you're in a hurry, buy a rotisserie chicken. Those things come, they're about 2 pounds, 3 pounds. They come out, they're easy to shred apart because we're going to shred this. So basically you can take those home, skin basically falls off, meat just tears right off the bone, and it's done. It's super easy, so you can do that if you want. Easy, easy, easy. The last thing you need is hot sauce. I'm going with our guy here, the Maritime Madness East Coast Wing and Caesar. So you don't need a giant bottle like this. This is a 2-liter bottle. You're probably going to need about a cup, so a 250 ml bottle. Maybe a little bit more. We're going to go based on taste. I'll tell you exactly how much I use, but you just need a regular bottle of your hot sauce. So go to the store, grab whatever your favorite kind is. Quick cheap trick is go to Costco. You can get a bottle of, I think it's Frank's or Dave's. It's one of the two, and you can get 2 like 750 ml bottles or 500 ml bottles or whatever it is for like $6-7. It's probably going to be your cheapest solution, and then you have some for like next time, and you can use and gauge how much you need in it. So, lastly, we need a casserole tray. So I use the disposable ones from Costco. You can get these at the dollar store, you can get these at Sobeys, you can get these at any grocery store. I go to Costco because you get like 30 of them for like $5. And I like to make these dips fairly frequently, so that's my go-to. So I'm going to take this to a friend's house later. I'm going to go play some video games with him and his kids. And so we're going to get after it. Anyways, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get this chicken out and cooking on this pan, and then I'm going to be back. Alright guys, so I got our chicken onto a baking sheet. Watch this. Into the oven, 25 minutes. That's it. That's all you need to do for the chicken. We're going to cook that for about 25. I got mine on convection because it goes a little bit faster. Cut one open when you're done because the chicken is getting torn to shreds, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. I'm leaving my skin on because it still leaves a little bit of juice in the meat because that kind of renders down and it, keeps it nice and moist. So cook that. That's half our work. When that comes out, we're going to sit it and let it cool because we're going to be doing a lot with our hands afterwards. We're going to come back in a few minutes and get chopping up some veg, and then we're laughing, guys. This is going to pretty much make itself. We'll be back soon. All right, guys. So our chicken is almost ready, so while that's finishing up, what we're going to do is we're going to get to work on just a little bit of the celery here. So all we're going to do, if you can see that, we're cutting off our ends. We want to do one slice down the middle, right? So we got 2 stalks like that, and then we're just going to give that a chop. That's what you're looking at right there. So we're just going to probably do 2 or 3 stalks. We don't want anything too crazy, and the reason we're doing this isn't going to give too much flavor to the dip. What this is going to do is this is going to just give it a little tiny bit of crunch. This is pretty much just texture. You know how when you go into a pub and they basically give you, you know, your chicken wings with a couple sticks of celery and maybe some carrots on the side? That's all this is. Like, this is just a tiny little bit of crunch to kind of go with our buffalo chicken dip. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up a couple of these stalks. You know, if they're too thick or too wide, cut them in 4. But all we're looking for is a little tiny bit of crunch to go in our dip, and that's it. So I'm gonna get the rest of these chopped up. So like I said, about 2 or 3 should be enough. We don't want it to overwhelm it. So I'll let you know exactly how many I do. It's probably looking like 3 small ones, and then we're gonna get that in. So the thing that I said earlier too, with respect to if you don't like spicy, while I'm doing this, I got time to kind of tell you the alternate for this. So what we're doing is we're adding about I believe it's I'll give you the exact measurements when I'm done, but I believe it's a cup of hot sauce and a cup of blue cheese sauce or blue cheese dressing. Now the alternative to this is because buffalo and blue cheese are like the perfect combo. Like, they go so good together. The really good alternative for this is if you don't like hot sauce, which I think you're crazy if you don't, but that's, you know, some people don't like it. It's fine. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But I would go, and these are another 2 flavors that go really good together, but I would go with barbecue and ranch. Barbecue and ranch together are absolutely lights out. And if you like a little tiny bit of heat, throw a small handful of chili flakes in it. But that's going to be your alternative. Instead of buffalo or hot sauce and blue cheese, go barbecue sauce and ranch. Those 2 combinations are basically the best 2 combinations of life. Like, they're my go-to for everything. So if you have not had barbecue chicken wings dipped in ranch dressing, but you haven't lived, so I pity you. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this up. Remember that if you want to try this at home and you want to do something slightly different, will the celery go in the barbecue one? I don't know. You might want to just fire in something that makes this a little better, like some maybe some peppers and onions. So that'll probably work, but I like this one. Anyways, I'm gonna finish up a couple things and then we're gonna get to shredding that chicken. All right, now guys, so chicken's done. I'm gonna take that out. Before I do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our cream cheese. I'm gonna put that right into our tray with our celery that I've already chopped up. You know what I'm saying? So the reason I'm doing that now is because when we pull that chicken apart, that's going to be nice and warm and start melting and softening the cream cheese, because we want that to be easily kind of malleable. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to put that cream cheese in whole. You can chop it up or whatever if you want. I'm going to take the chicken out here now. There we go. So that cooked for about 25 or so minutes. That's going to be cooked through. Let that sit for a few minutes. Like, give that about 10 minutes. Put the timer on. Go have a coffee, have a Kit Kat, whatever it is you're going to do. This is too hot to touch because we're going to have to take the skin off. We're going to have to, you know, take it apart, shred it. So you want that to cool down so you don't burn your hands. You end up looking like Anakin Skywalker in Attack of the Clones, like, all gangly and stuff. So you don't want that. So let this cool for a few minutes. Then we're going to shred it apart. We're going to finish up. This is almost done. All right, guys. So the chicken's been cooling for a little bit. So I'm going to start taking this apart. You're just going to shred this with your hands and dump it in. So we're going to take this, just tear all the pieces, make sure there's no bones in it, get it into this mixing pan. If you want, you can use a fork. It is fairly tender. It's not going to be super difficult. I just like doing it this way because it's fastest. So get those all pulled apart. Once those are all pulled apart, we're just going to start mixing this. Then we're going to mix the cheese in, pop it in the oven. We're done. So as you can see, this is a super simple process. All right, guys. So we got all the chicken shredded up, mixed in with on top of our cream cheese. So what I did is I measured up a cup of the hot sauce and a half cup of the blue cheese for now. So now we get dirty. You're gonna have to shred this up and mix it up all in the pan. Mix it up, get in there. Once this is done, then we're gonna add our cheese and we're gonna bake it, and then we're off to the races, boys. See you in a bit. All right, boys, so everything is just about done. We got our, basically our buffalo chicken mixture here, which is just about ready. The only thing left is our shredded cheddar, our shredded aged cheddar. You don't have to use the aged cheddar or the sharp cheddar if you don't want to. You can use pretty much whatever you want. You want something that's gonna melt. I like this because it's got a pretty good flavor to it. We're gonna take little more than half. We're gonna get that in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix most of this in with it so that every scoop you get is kind of like, you know, just pulling cheese and all like gooey and melty and stuff. So I just washed my hands for like the 18th time and they're gonna crack open at any minute. So I'm actually gonna mix this much in. And then once that's mixed in, we're gonna add the remainder of it to the top. Don't worry if it's not evenly coated, it's not perfect. This is not like a regular dip where we want that complete coating over the whole thing so that we get that thick cheese layer, because we got a lot of cheese in this. So don't worry about that at all. My God, that's good. So we're looking at something like that. Now what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm taking this over to a friend's because he's got two young fellas. They're not gonna get this because it's probably too hot for them. But they want Uncle Norm to come over and play some Nintendo with them. So I'm bringing over some dip for Mom and Dad. We're gonna get this into the oven, get some corn tortillas. I'm gonna finish this up while I'm over there. But if you're not making this, or if you're not eating this right away, tent it in foil, put it in the fridge. It'll hold, you know, probably a couple days. Then just reheat it. It's gonna go into the oven at 400 for probably about 30 minutes. Once that cheese on top is melted, because everything in it's already cooked. Once that cheese on top is melted, take it out, let it sit. But let it sit. Always let it sit. Because if you got a dip like this that's, you know, it's got like sugars and stuff like that in it, it's gonna be so hot. Don't burn your face off. Let it sit. Don't be crazy. All right, so I'm gonna tent this, pop it in the fridge, then we're gonna get it over the heat after, eat, have a little fun playing some video games, and then, but probably nap. Big time nap guy. All right, boys, so she's been in the oven for about 30 minutes on convection. Let's see what this looks like. Remember, we gotta let it cool because you'll burn the face off you. But like, this is what we're dealing with here, guys.
Perfect.
Well, that's tighter than 4 knots. Let's get after that. So, this is the buffalo chicken dip. We're getting after it. Remember, don't go home hungry. Eat this. Love it. We're done.